Welcome back to the channel. Today we're out in Lorena, Texas, about 20 minutes south of downtown Waco, a few miles down the road from Hewitt. We're gonna check out a brand new construction home here in Rosenthal Estates. And this community offers some gorgeous options. And one of the nice things about it is it's super close to I-35. You got easy access to the interstate. And this is a community that my wife and I actually really wanted to move to when we were first learning about the area, especially when we saw the quality and caliber of homes being built out this way, as well as the pricing. Only problem was at the time, they had only just started breaking ground on the community. But that was a year and a half ago. And today, there's so many phenomenal new build options coming up. And this is one we're gonna see here today. Pricing in this community, sales prices range from $438,000 all the way up to $523,000 the past year. This home we're seeing today is priced at the very bottom of that range. In fact, it might just set a new floor for the community here, which means it's a great value. But I think you're gonna love what you're about to see. So I want you to sit back, relax, enjoy the tour, and I'll see you towards the end of this video with some super valuable insights I have left to share. stunning or what? Especially when you consider the price, the location, the quality and caliber of build you're getting. It's really tough to top that because as I mentioned earlier in the video, sales prices range from $438,000 all the way to $523,000 past year. This home is currently on the market for $429,000, and I don't expect that it will be on the market for much longer priced at that value. Obviously, it's not the biggest house in the neighborhood. It's not small either, you know, coming in around 1,900 square foot. This is a Carothers Executive Homes build. They're one of the two builders you're gonna see here primarily between them and Flint Rock. Both make a quality product, I would say, having walked both their homes. And I'll tell you what, this one in particular, you got an 8-foot privacy fence in the background. It gives you an added sense of privacy. I mean, you're not seeing anything directly behind you. You got a spacious lot. And the builder, you know, they're a family-owned company, multi-generational, and they pride themselves in a quality product. And overall, I mean, the vaulted ceilings, it's a nice standout feature on this one. Fireplace, I get it's hit or miss. Some people like that style, others prefer something that's wood burning. I get it. But from an aesthetic standpoint, this home works very well. And value-wise, you're gonna have a very hard time topping what you get as long as you're okay with the location. Now, being close to I-35, that's the convenient part, but it is a bit south of Waco, about 20 minutes from downtown. Depending on the time of day and traffic on 35, it might run a little longer if you're hitting those peak traffic hours. But if you don't mind the location, it's overall a solid place to be. You're gonna feel less crowded than the more, you know, cluttered parts of the city. Not to say that Waco is cluttered, because honestly, if you're coming from a bigger city, Waco feels like a breath of fresh air. You can get from one side of town to the other within about 20 minutes. It's a good experience for those looking to get away from that big city feel, but at the same time, not wanting to be so far away from everything that you got nothing to do. Waco's like the sweet spot in between a big city and a small town. You got plenty of stuff to do, and at the same time, you're not super far from those big cities. If you want to take a day trip out to Austin or DFW, it's very doable. You're not going to be sweating the drive time and distance too much there. One last thing I'll note is, like, the reason I was actually out here at this house today, as much as I love sharing the content with you all, I was going to be here anyway because I've got a client who was referred to me I'm working with right now who lives out of state, and he's counting on having the right person on the ground to help him scope out different properties. So I've been helping him learn about the area, about what parts of Waco are growing and expanding. And I've been going across town showing him some examples of homes in these different areas. The good news is I've narrowed down what we're looking for. Bad news is there's nothing currently available that quite matches the exact quality, price, and location he wants. So this one, we're stretching the location a little bit. He wants to be closer to Waco proper, if you will, but nonetheless, we're gonna keep looking and searching. And that goes to those of you watching, especially if you're here towards the end, and especially if you've seen more than one of my pieces of content here. I just want you to know that whether you're a couple weeks out or a few months out from planning and preparing your next move to Waco, that's exactly what my team and I help with on a day-to-day basis. So if you're not already connected with someone rock solid on the ground who's helping you put that plan together, I want you to go ahead and connect with my team and I. So reach out to me. You can call me, text me, send a pigeon carrier if you got to, but nonetheless, my contact information's in the description below. I'd like to share my insights from, at one point, learning about this area myself, relocating with my wife here, really narrowing down the parts of Waco that we liked the most based on the location, convenience, growth, quality, and caliber of builds. You know, it might vary depending on what you're looking for exactly, but tap into the insight on what I learned in the process. I'm willing to share it if you're willing to connect with me and have a conversation. So reach out. I'd love to connect with you. In the meantime, I hope that you find my content helpful, whether it's the home tours or more informational videos that I'll be posting here on the channel. So stay tuned for more. And until next time, I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video.